What's going on, guys? TA got Kick saying I'm back with another video exclusively for you guys. Today we have a semi-outlet pickup. This is from the sports outlet, that sports outlet thingy that I keep buying Adidas skateboarding from. They had a pair of these flying around Shopee, and I checked out, and it was around 150 with shipping. So I said, why not? I've been looking for this colorway feverishly. Almost picked it up at the Adidas JPO, the Genting Premium outlet for about 450. But today we have got these at an unbeatable price, and I said to myself that this was one of the colors that I wanted before the Gilbert Arenas PE that I have, and this basically just completes the collection, because I know for a matter of fact the Lakers away color, the black, gold and purple, is not coming here in Malaysia. And let's get right into it. So this is the Adidas Crazy One, as you guys have been hinted at already. This is the Lakers home colorway, obviously the white, purple and gold, which is the Lakers home colorway. And this was one of Kobe Bryant's signature colorways of this shoe. A little bit of history. This specific colorway was initially played in by Kobe in the 2002 finals, NBA finals, and I believe it was a picture of him doing like a reverse layup against the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets was obviously at that point they had franchise Stevie Francis, they had Yao Ming. It was a stacked team, and Lakers were against them in the NBA finals, and he was rocking this specific colorway, and this was back in 2002. Fast forward to 2006, this specific colorway was made available to the general public as a general release. If you look up the price on Novel Ship, StockX, eBay, what have you, a pair of this from that era is going for about 3,000 ringgit Malaysia. Obviously stark differences compared to this one, but this is a lot more affordable, and it's almost true to form, except for what I'll get into later on. So the Adidas Crazy One, obviously Kobe's first pro model, signature model after the KB8 line with Adidas. This is basically Adidas's answer to the Foamposites, or futuristic looking footwear at that point in time, which was basically designed around inspiration from mechanical parts. Mechanical parts here, I'm talking about cars, obviously. This shoe was based off of Kobe's own Audi TT shoe. From the back you can see the spoiler, which is a resemblance of the tail lights or the stop lights of the Audi TT. But aside from that, the very asymmetrical, sharp, jagged lines was something that was a design language that was known, that this shoe was specifically known for. Obviously you've got the more obnoxiously designed Kobe 2, or the Crazy 2, which is releasing this year as well. I believe the all gray colorway has already released in Malaysia, obviously not as hype. Retail is about 998, or I want to say about 898 or something like that, but we're talking about this shoe right now. So the Crazy One in the Lakers home colorway, so primarily white, Adidas, I want to say like that, the Adidas foam upper, which is a little bit hard to break in. I mean, it's stiff out of the box, yes, but you got to wear this in and it will eventually mold to your foot, which is amazing. You got the spoiler in front, or the drag, or the toe drag part in front, which is with that purple and yellow. The yellow obviously continuing from the outsole, and this is supposed to be a throwback to Adidas's shell toe heritage, or the Superstar heritage. Over to the side you've got 3 stripes embossed into the upper. You've got another 3 done up here, and another 3 closer to the first eyelet, or the top eyelet of the shoe. Those are some hidden details. At the midfoot you've got the purple for the midfoot shank, which is apparently just a piece of plastic. This does not go all the way through the bottom. Obviously we'll talk about this part later on. On the back you've got the yellow heel counter with the Audi TT inspired stoplights with Adidas equipment branding right over there. Same thing you get on this side is the same thing that you get on this side. Going up, you've got one pair of spare over laces. These are not the same laces as the original. The originals were a little bit more rounder, more thicker, with steel aglets at the tips, and which basically read Adidas somewhere if you just like look around. I would have preferred to have the steel eyelets, but then this is much more practical when you're playing inside it. You don't have like steel aglets just like flopping everywhere, and you're gonna have to like tuck it in your shoe, which to me is a little bit more uncomfortable as a player. I don't prefer it that much. At the top, you've got the Adidas equipment branding stitched on instead of being stamped on, and that's pretty nice to have. And I believe in the 2006 version of the shoe, this was yellow. I could be wrong, but based on memory, I think this was yellow on this specific portion. At that bottom portion, you kind of have like this Adidas foam part of the forming part of the tongue, a half part of the tongue, and then the rest is that similar cotton jersey material that you see on the Adidas, on the Crazy One Gilbert Arenas PE. On the inside, you have a white backing the sock liner. This was also supposed to be yellow in the 2006 version, and a little bit more puffier with a little with different style of backing or for the material itself. On the collar, you have synthetic leather, which does wear away over time and this sort of like crack and peel, but what can you do? This is how the shoe is constructed. You've got a yellow heel counter, I want to say, which is continuing from that spoiler all the way inside. You've got a white sock liner. Let me just try pulling this out. Apparently they don't come stuffed with paper, so all of like my Adidas, the crazy one Gilbert Arenas also did not come stuffed with paper. They just come as is without any paper, which is great, but I thought they were supposed to like hold the shape or whatever, but that's cool. We got a white sock liner inside this shoe. I would prefer this to be yellow. I believe in the 2006 this was yellow with the Adidas Vector branding gone on this way instead of this way. On the earlier 2001 to 2002 run of these, you had the Adidas frobe punya silhouette. That would have been nice to throw back, but obviously the Kobe estate is not tied with Adidas. But they're just pumping out all of his old PEs and early sample colorways of this specific shoe, which is nice to have as collectors and people that have been seeing them on eBay or like Soul Collector magazine and have wanting to have them, and you can finally get them now. It's just, you just gotta wait for the right price, and these things are not going for resale, so just wait, bide your time, and you'll be able to get them at the price that you want. And if you want to play basketball in these, even better. Like, nothing's gonna beat playing in a pair of 150 ringgit basketball shoes with the exact same Kobe colorways as the man himself. Granted that this shoe does not perform as most modern shoes does. It's a little bit more bulky in the size, a little bit more clunkier because of the midfoot and cushioning. Comfort is questionable. Fit can be questionable to some. To me, these fit just nice because of my semi-wide ankles. But to some people who have skinnier ankles, you're gonna have heel slippage issues because the way that the shoe is constructed is not kind of like it's the top lace basically does not draw your heel in. That's how I would best put it. But if you have slightly more substantive ankles and feet, calves basically, you're gonna fit in this shoe just fine, especially if you have like a normal to wide foot. You're gonna love this shoe in my opinion. They do hurt your feet just a little bit, similar to foam posits when you're breaking them in. If you plan on wearing these to the court right out of the box, please think about it again. Wear it on your feet to the court and then play in it, because I don't recommend just wearing these and trying to break them in on court. They will hurt you. Enough about that. Let's go over the midsole of the shoe now. The midsole, they've switched it up obviously from the originals and the 2006, and I believe I want to say about the 2010 2012 editions of this shoe. It does not use Adiprene Plus or Adiprene midsole. They use Adidas's proprietary EVA foam, which I'm gonna shadow what Nightwing said here, is that if you played in the crazy lights, the Adi 02, 2.5s, all the way, wait, the 3 wasn't an Adiprene shoe, but basically if you played in Adidas basketball shoes in the early 2011 to 2015 models, you're just going to be fine with this setup because it's just basically a slob of EVA, clunky and does not flex as well, but it does the job done in terms of cushioning and energy absorption. For the outsole, you have the updated Crazy One outsole, which is slightly more shallower herringbone going all the way throughout the sole. You used to have a slightly more spaced out, evenly more spaced out herringbone patterns going all the way to the heel. Basically, it goes from narrow, wide, widest, and that was a setup that I personally liked seeing on this shoe because this was an outdoor beast. But I think this performs just fine. Obviously, the herringbone pattern is a little bit more shallow. It doesn't have as much girth and more space in it, but I think this works fine, especially if you're playing indoors and on concrete floors. You'll be just fine with this shoe, and it does the job. It does the job just as well as any other shoe that you're planning to play indoors and outdoors in. The torsion midfoot system is apparently just like that one little piece there. It's not a continuing piece from this to this, so that was frustrating to find out. But I don't know how it was back in the day, but I believe it was probably constructed the same way to kind of save costs. But this does the job as well. It's a soap looking, you know, like those grind shoes that like grind looking skate shoes that people used to grind on rails and whatsoever. This is what I always thought about this when I first saw it. Probably this is where Soap drew its inspiration from for their midfoot pieces anyways. But that's basically the Adidas Crazy One Lakers home. This is Kobe Bryant's signature shoe with Adidas, his first signature after the KB8 line. This was the home colorway that when I saw, I was like, aside from the Stormtrooper colorway, this was the colorway that I highly reviewed. And when I found out on the blogs that they were coming out in 2023, that these were dropping in 2024, I was just ecstatic. I almost picked up a pair for full retail, but then I decided I should just wait for the price to just come down slightly, and eventually they just sold out everywhere. But then Sports Outlet finally had them wherever they sourced them from. But hey, managed to get these for the low. The Adidas Crazy One, guys. Kobe Bryant signature colorway. This is the Lakers home colorway of the Adidas Crazy One. This is your boy TJ Got Kicks 89. See you guys at the next one. Peace. Bam.